So a Missouri man was found innocent in charges, but looks like they're going to execute him anyway. So now I know at the time of this recording they already executed him, but I wanted to do a little bit of reaction to a press conference or one of the presses that was prior to the execution. So here's where that goes, and make sure the audio is good, and let's see what this talking about.
The execution of a Missouri death row inmate is set to go ahead today after the state Supreme Court and the state's governor both rejected pleas to stop the procedure, despite prosecutors saying he may be innocent. 55-year-old Marcellus Williams is scheduled to be executed later today by lethal injection for the 1998 stabbing death of Lisha Gale Williams and has maintained his innocence in the case. Or rather, Williams has maintained his innocence in the case. Attorneys for Williams still have an appeal out to the U.S. Supreme Court, though.
So they're trying to get the appeal going, and I guess for whatever reason, it's not happening. But still kind of new to this, which is kind of why I'm starting it from this point. So let's see what else they're talking about.
Joining us now to discuss this is CBS News legal contributor Rebecca Roiphe. Rebecca, good morning. So this execution has actually been sort of pushed along kind of several times. Help us understand, though, what the arguments were from Marcellus's attorney, what they brought forward, and why this time around the Supreme Court was not swayed.
Yeah, what the hell was the problem? Because it's obvious. So what are we not seeing here?
There were two arguments, Anne-Marie, that the lawyers made this time. The first one was that Marcellus did not receive a fair trial because the prosecutors wrongfully excluded a juror based on that juror's race. The second argument was that the prosecutors destroyed the only evidence that could possibly exculpate Marcellus in this case. And so those two arguments failed in the Missouri Supreme Court. What's left now is just one last chance with the U.S. Supreme Court.
I found it interesting sort of reading some of what the justices had to say, and some of their phrasing, maybe you can explain to me, but it was essentially, I see nothing here that would prove his innocence, which I thought was an interesting way to phrase it, because I thought it would be, I see nothing here that would, I don't know, somehow I thought that the phrasing would be different, but I guess at this point, the conclusion of the court is that he is guilty and you need evidence to prove otherwise.
But I thought the evidence was presented. So, but she's saying that the evidence is not enough.
Right. I mean, once somebody has been convicted, the jurors have decided, 12 jurors have decided that he's guilty of this crime, then, that presumption that we normally have that people are innocent shifts. That said, the idea that we might execute somebody who is potentially innocent is itself troubling. And I think that's what you're picking up on, the idea that there might be one possibility. And especially in a case like this, where there is, significant evidence that prosecutors themselves contributed to the loss of the only evidence that could exculpate this defendant, it's troubling. And that those prosecutors themselves have joined with the defendant's lawyers in an attempt to stay the execution is remarkable, and something that, should give the courts pause here, I think, but have not.
Really?
Man, I can't believe. So there was some evidence for another retrial, but the Supreme Court of Missouri said that they disagree with that evidence, and they basically said no, the execution stays. Wow. How are you going to tell me that's not racist? How are you going to tell me that's not racist?
Any other options for him?
Well, he has one last option with the U.S. Supreme Court. He's asked for a stay of his execution based on that argument, the constitutional argument that the juror was wrongfully excluded due to race. We have not yet heard from the Supreme Court. He is scheduled to be executed, as you said, later today. So, we're waiting that last minute, the response to that last minute petition.
All right, Rebecca.
But the problem with that is you got 6 conservative judges, and then 3 liberal judges. And the 6 conservative judges, at least 5 of them, vote the same way. They're not gonna do anything with that. And obviously, like I said, this is posted after, so they didn't. They didn't do anything. So, wow. I want to look at one more thing here. This is the
On to our breaking news from Bonne Terre, where Marcellus Williams has just been executed. He was on death row for the murder of former Post-Dispatch reporter Felicia Gale. She was found dead in her U City home in 1998. She'd been stabbed 43 times.
Just a little over an hour ago, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected 2 separate appeals for a stay of execution. This comes one day after the Missouri Supreme Court and Governor Mike Parson declined to step in. Both the prosecutor's office that put Williams on death row and the victim's family opposed this execution. Williams had long maintained his innocence.
And we'll have much more tonight at 10.
so I don't know, man. I kind of feel like if the family say let it go, then let it go, or at least retrial it. So I mean, you got these new evidence coming up. You got proof that they kept people off because of race. You got to retry it. So what is Missouri doing? I mean, yes, I know Missouri is a racist state, but come on, man, you got to be right sometimes, But tell me what you guys think below. This is really pathetic. I think we need someone to take a look at this judicial system and see what we can do about it. I mean, obviously, the president clearly couldn't do anything. I mean, maybe Biden could have given a pardon out the blue, but I don't know. I wonder why Biden didn't give a pardon out the blue. I don't know. But hopefully things will change with Kamala Harris. Who knows? But still, But tell me what you guys think below.